Check out the entire show. Hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Thank you for your support. Let's have a giant season. Let's get that cash. 50, we go for a hundo. Let's attack 5 gorgeous games on opening night. We start with Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Philadelphia opened up at Bet365 as minus 130 favorites. That's gone down to minus 115. This total has moved from under 6 at minus 120 to under 6 at minus 115. So slightly juiced to the under 6. Let's go. Wells Fargo Center, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am on the Philadelphia Flyers on the minus 1 line. That's plus 151. Those of you who don't have books that give you the minus 1 line, like Bet365, you make it yourself. I'm doing that with a money line at minus 115 and a puck line minus 1.5 at plus 225. The Battle of Pennsylvania is one of the best rivalries, if not the best rivalry in the NHL. The Penguins, 2 years ago, were swept by the Islanders in the first round, 4-0. We thought changes were going to be made. Jim Rutherford was going to do something to fix this. He did nothing. Look, I like Sullivan as a head coach. I could understand why he didn't fire him, but I thought changes needed to be made to the roster because the Penguins were put in a situation much like the Oilers where you have these 2 very highly priced, talented players in Crosby and Malkin, and it makes it very difficult to fill out the rest of the team. And Rutherford's done a shit job at filling out the rest of the team behind these 2 guys. So what happened when Rutherford stuck by Sullivan and stuck by the roster? They started out last year with a very strong regular season. They handled injuries with aplomb. They end up 40 wins, 23 losses, and 6 overtime losses. They're 4 points out of behind the first place Capitals, 3 points behind the second place Flyers, but a very strong regular season. Then pandemic stops everything. Sets up 3 months later or 4 months later, once hockey comes back, a first or opening round, they called it, matchup with the Montreal Canadiens. On paper, they were a much better squad. They lose in 4 games in a best of 5. They lose 3-1 and deserved to lose. Wasn't a fluke, wasn't bad bounces, simply deserved to lose. So were changes made to the roster? No. Was the coach fired? No. Instead, they fire the assistant coaches, simply some of the most important guys in the history of the Penguins in Mark Recchi, Sergei Gonchar, and to a much lesser extent, Jacques Martin. They fire those 3 guys and do nothing to fix this aging roster. So, yes, Crosby's incredible. Yes, Malkin can still play at a high level, but you have to help them. This defense is weak, easy to play against, and it's unclear if Tristan Jarry is capable of being a number 1 goaltender. The Flyers were the hottest team in the league before the pandemic shut down the NHL. 4 months go by, and they weren't able to continue that tear in the postseason. But Alain Vigneault has pressed all the right buttons. I think he's a great coach. The Flyers have a really nice mix of size and skill. Their forward group is arguably the most complete in the NHL. And then you add 2017 number 2 overall pick Nolan Patrick to an already strong group. Now, their defense isn't as well regarded. Ivan Provorov has made a big leap into a stud on the blue line. He's done that. Undrafted 23-year-old Philippe Myers has come a long way. He's got size. He can make the outlet pass. He's become a top 4 defenseman. Carter Hart is capable of being a top 5 goalie in the NHL. I think there is value on the Flyers, and I will pull the trigger on them for my first bet of the 2021 NHL season. Philadelphia Flyers -1 at plus 151.